Hello, what's up YouTube? Welcome back. It's 2026 now. I cannot believe it. I'm going to give you a bit of a recap of what I've been up to in the last couple of days and kind of run you through what I've done, how I've felt, my thoughts and everything like that. I am a big one where it's like, for me, New Year's is nothing special, right? Like New Year's Eve isn't this magical wonderland where, when the clock strikes midnight, your entire life is going to change. I spend 365 days of the year being better, wanting better, doing better. And I was saying to Jai, we went for a New Year's Eve run and we both were like, everyone was like, oh, like, what are you doing tonight? And we both were like, I don't really care too much about it because I've enjoyed 365 days of this year. So I don't need to see out this year and let it go. And, even on the bad days, even on the hard days, it was still an amazing time. And I think that, if last year was a year that really tested you, I see you. 2024 was the year that really, really tested me. But I can say as someone who came out on the other side that it had to get hard. And the way that I really relate to like your life is like seeing it in seasons. So like winter is obviously maybe you're having a really hard moment in business or life or relationship, and then once that kind of calms down, you go into autumn and then it kind of starts becoming a little bit better, the sky is a bit brighter, like all that kind of stuff. It's like seasons. So 2024 was very, very, very testing for me. I sold my business, there was like a lot of things with my family. I was like kind of in just kind of limbo land. I felt very sad for a lot of 2024. But then on the other side of that, I still achieved so much, which is crazy because not many people knew how much I was really struggling with my mental health. And I think that's another thing to why I'm able to get through things the way that I do is because I don't broadcast it to everyone, because I feel like that actually energy keeps you stuck in itself. People give you sympathy and they like, oh, like poor you and like all that kind of stuff, where I told Matt, I told Jai, I told my best friend, I told my coach, and that's pretty much it. And we just kept actioning steps forward. And this is why last year, in 2024, I was running, I was doing high rocks. I was like really putting that low mental health into doing something competitive like high rocks. Anyway, 2024 was very testing for me. And I know that 2025 was very testing for a lot of people. It was the year of the snake. And if you're not into that kind of shit, I'd highly recommend you look into like what the year of the snake was. It's like lots of shedding, where for me, I feel like 2024 was my year of shedding. I changed so much, and I ended a lot of relationships and things and everything like that. And I went back on one of my posts that I made when I was selling the salon, and like it kind of pretty much said like the closing of a chapter in 2017. I made the leap as a 23-year-old and opened Tori & Co. 7 years later, we made the decision to close this chapter. As you can imagine, this has been one of the hardest things to decide to do. This salon was all I ever dreamt of as a little girl, and coming to terms with the fact that my life plans have changed has been a little bit confronting, confusing, and weird to navigate. I honestly feel like a part of me is dying. But as we evolve as humans, so do our desires. Sometimes that requires making really hard choices for our own happiness and vision. While this is the end for Tori & Co. for me, we are now passing the keys, blah, blah, blah. I obviously sold the salon. Yeah, so as you can kind of see, like a part of me was dying, but the part of me that has to die then evolved into who I am now, which I'm so beyond grateful for and I'm so beyond happy for. So I just kind of wanted to share that insight for you because I know that 2025 has probably felt very hard for a lot of people, and if that's you, like, please know that that's so normal. I coach around 35 women max all year round. Like that's kind of like my flat rate, and that's like my desired amount. And there has been a lot of hard moments with all my 35 clients that come, gone, stayed, whatever. So please just know that on the other side of maybe a shitty year, I really want you to ask yourself, like, what lessons came from that? What lessons came from that? What would you do different? How would you do different? And there's like action forward. For me, I did a lot of self-auditing throughout that time of like, okay, I'm feeling really average. Like I was going to the gym. Like I've got videos on my phone, which is why I think journaling is really important. I've got videos on my phone of like me driving to gym, like literally crying and like trying to hype myself up with music, trying to hype myself up with a good outfit, speaking to Matt and letting him know that I felt really depressed. Like, don't keep it in here, and also don't let it manifest into like you doing like stagnation. So this year is just started. It is the fourth. It's 4 days into 2026. And the weather has been so good. It's been amazing. But just to kind of like rewind a little bit, I did my vision board, and to be really honest with you, I was really putting off looking at my vision board for 2025. And I know that's not the purpose. Like, a lot of people put that on their like screensaver. I'm like very minimal. My screensaver is literally nothing. I'm very minimal. I like no mess, just neat. So I don't do that. And I definitely already knew what was on my vision board up here, but I was a little bit nervous to see like what was in there and like, did I achieve it or did I not? And well, looking at my vision board, I did. And the reason what 2025 for me was, it wasn't about doing more and making more and working my ass off. It was actually about balancing working my ass off and also having enough downtime. It was about me really focusing on my health, running, traveling, my relationship with Matt, just like strengthening that even more, going to the beach, pool, fruit, travel, gym. Like it really was just like 2024, but just accelerated a bit more, And I think that's a thing that people get really, really mixed up, is it's not about new goals. It's about sticking to the ones that you had last year, because consistency is the most important thing. And in order to be consistent, you have to do the same things and have the same goals, I think in a way, we get it so backwards. We make it so complicated. You want all of these things, and what if it's just like new year, same goals? And I think that's the thing. Like, I would be happy with a repeat of last year, but just like better, my body composition being even better, my hair health growing even more. Like, I would love for that to be around, here. Where we go? Yeah. So like, that's going to happen. My hair is thicker, like little things like that. So I was really scared to look back at mine, but looking back at mine, it's exactly everything I achieved. I read, I did all the things. I didn't go to Greece, and that was actually a decision that I made. That wasn't something that like, oh, we didn't get to Greece, damn it. It was a decision that I made to go, you know what, that actually doesn't make financial sense right now. And if I go to Greece, I won't be able to do this, this, and this. Where if I don't go to Greece, I will be able to do this, this, and this, and this. So sometimes you also have to choose. So with that being said, I made a new Pinterest board this year. And like I just said, it's pretty much the same, like, to be completely honest with you. And just on that note, this year, I usually did mine in Canva. I usually save all the photos and I put it in Canva and do all the things. But actually in Pinterest, you can make a board, which I have heaps of boards in Pinterest already. So I just made a board, and then you can actually collage them together. And then you can make it. So obviously, I'll show you on the screen what mine is. And yes, you'll find that I am on my own vision board, because like, I am so happy. Like, I don't desire looking like anyone else's body. I just want to make me better, and I am me, and I'm unique to me. So I just don't, long gone are the days that I look at someone else for motivation in that way. I will, however, look at someone and go like, wow, like her body is so strong and she's so fit, and that makes me know that that's actually available for me too. But I'm not going to put someone's body on here. And look, there's been times where I have done that in the past, but I just feel like your body is a byproduct of your mind, what you feed it, what you lift, your daily habits, and your body is a byproduct of that. Your body is a receipt of your daily habits. Like, no matter what you say, you cannot have a dream body of someone who eats like shit, skips their steps maybe like 3 or 4 times, makes excuses for why they didn't do it, skips the gym, has poor quality sleep, and is scrolling for like 5 hours a day. Like, you cannot have the dream body. Like, people that have amazing strong physiques, we are so busy living our life, we don't even focus on the scales. So yeah, I made my vision board. It's very much the same, just like a little bit more improvement. I added some more cooking in there, because I have found in like December, I found like a really big love for cooking. So yeah, that's that. In terms of everything else, I've just been having pool days. I'm still working, so I've just been working in the morning and then having the afternoon like to sunbake and read. I've already finished a book, Twisted Love, highly recommend. I'm going for a run today. I'm actually doing 10K, I think. That's what Jai said. I was a little bit skeptical because I've only run like 4 times now, but I asked Jai, and Jai's a running coach. And he was like, anything like, an hour or under is so fine on the body, because I was a little bit nervous that if my body could handle it. The thing is, I can handle the run, but I was just like wanting to make sure my body could handle it, obviously, because highest qualities my body, and making sure I'm doing all the right things for it. What else has been new? Yeah, just like a lot of chill. I finished a book, just chilling. In terms of goals, because I know that there's no goals on here. I have a couple of goals, and I think I highly recommend, instead of you being like, I want to lose X kilos, I want to become shredded, I want to I highly recommend you like having a much better goal. So for example, I want to do RDLs, I want to get 80 kilos. Currently right now I'm stuck at 70, and anytime I go up from 70, my lower back just really starts to come into that. So this year I really want to grind and really work on my RDLs and increasing that, even just like 1 kilo, 1 kilo a fortnight, 1 kilo a month, whatever, and really just improve that. I have a bit of fear around that because obviously my lower back fucking kills then for a couple of days. But even though I know that it's just my erector spine, like RDLs is going to be working my erector. Cable step ups, they're currently been taken in my program, so hopefully they come back. But I was currently at 29.7 kilos for cable step up, and I would love to be able to do 40. And then that's really all I had in terms of goals. So just like chasing those. And I really need to really evaluate those, because I did that in November, 2025 goals to 2026 goals. So I need to really evaluate that. So just remember, it's not a rush. You can ease into it. Just because it's the new year doesn't mean you're late or anything like that. You're allowed to, Matt is having a goal setting thing with Jai on Monday. So please don't think that you're behind because you haven't done it. And also, I was a bit hesitant to do my vision board this year, because I was like, well, it's the exact same. And so I put it off, and then I just started, and then it was really fun. And then I just did it. So I think sometimes we just build it up in our mind. But yeah, I'm off to do 10K, and there's really nothing else to report. New year, same goal, same perspective, same grind, which is absolutely amazing. And on that note, actually, my scales have been up, and I just really want to reiterate, so many women are so triggered by the scales at this time of the year, and they think that they've undone all their work. And I know that's for me, I obviously work with women, and a lot of women who really struggle with binge eating and comfort eating and spiraling. And while that's common, it's not normal. And I hope to be able to help so many people really rewire their brain in that way. But unfortunately, it doesn't take 16 weeks, 24 weeks. It takes, years of consistently working through it and on it to kind of rewire that. As someone who has come from binge eating, who's someone who's come from being severely triggered by the scales, I absolutely understand. And I used to binge eat in private all the time, and then I used to obviously hate the scales and hate my reflection and hide myself and all that kind of stuff. And I think this is why I'm always tracking your food is not restrictive. The current level of restriction that you're currently living in, maybe you're bloated all the time, or you nearly poo yourself daily, you have IBS symptoms, right? Because IBS is a symptom, not a root cause. And then you can't even have sex with the lights on, or without clothes on, or be in a bikini by the beach without feeling like you just want to cover up, That's far more restrictive to me, as someone who's been there and walked the walk. There is good and bad on everything. There's good or bad with everything, right? Driving a car is really great, but you also could crash, which is really bad. So there's good and bad with everything. But my scales have been up. And it's so important to understand that that's just so normal as well, especially being female, and especially males like me and Matt talk about all the time. So obviously New Year's Day, where are we? So New Year's Eve, I was 59 kilos. And for reference, I'm usually around 58.4 to 58.3, roughly. So I'm already up since Christmas still, and I've been tracking my food and doing all the things, right? But I have had, a meal out most days, still tracked in, but just slower to digest, running again, all that kind of stuff. So on Wednesday I ran. So this is a really important factor. And then Thursday, I woke up, New Year's Day, and I was 59.9. So my baseline is 58.3 and I'm already 59.9. Now, I ran on Wednesday. I went out for dinner on Thursday, a little bit more of a later night. I think we went to bed at like 11 or 10:30, I'm not sure. And keep in mind, we go to bed at like 8:30. And I obviously ate more food, different food. We went to Asian fusion, and that's so fine, right? And then Friday, it dropped 59.3. And then Saturday, 59.0. And then 58.9 today. Just trust the process. And the last thing you want to do is, if you weigh more on that day and then you spiral and you're just like, well, what's the point? It's up anyway. That's the mindset you want to avoid, because that's going to be how you gain weight. So something that I always tell my clients is just like, just move on. Just move on. See that scale increase as an invitation for you to look after yourself more. You need more water, you need good sleep, maybe you need extra walk because your digestion may be a bit slower, or maybe it's off, right? And just be fucking kind to yourself. Put effort into yourself, and you cannot hate yourself into change. So I just really want that big reminder, because I know this time of the year, everyone's scale is going to be like mine is. And for the most part, like, I'm on my shit. Like, I am tracking my food. I'm accounting for the meals out. I'm doing my steps. I'm training. I'm doing everything right. And yet my scales are still up. And that's just sometimes part of the process. And what I really remember is how much time I've really enjoyed myself over the last couple of days. Like having sun naps, coloring my book, finishing a book, spending time with my friends, like just spending more time with Matt, but having time in the gym to just be chill and slow. Like, that is fucking amazing, and that's what you focus on. I just got back from my 10K run. I have not ran 10K, I reckon, for over a year. And for context, I haven't run since July. And when I ran in July, it was like 3Ks in Bali, easy run. I spent like last year just like really focusing on other things, not that. And I wanted a new pair of shoes for Christmas, runners. And I love running. It just wasn't kind of supportive of my goals for last year. And now I'm like, okay, cool. I just want to run more for like my mental clarity, health, and all those kind of things, like doing the hard thing. And a perfect example of that, 10Ks, I spent honestly that entire run in a K-hole of running. A running K-hole, if you don't know what that is, it's where the run feels incredibly challenging the whole time. You're just thinking, when the fuck am I going to get out of this, and when is it going to get better? But I persisted. I did the first 5K with no headphones, just honestly to like self-talk, to remind myself how strong I am, without any music, without anything else. And the whole time I was just like, you've got this, calm down, you're fine. And I think it's really important that you know your like self-sabotaging things that you do. One of my self-sabotaging things that I do to stay safe, to stay okay, is my body actually creates a really bad stitch anytime I want to stop, or anytime it gets really hard. And my body creates a stitch, and I have to talk myself out of that stitch. Like, okay, I know that the stitch is self-sabotage. I know this is because I'm feeling uncomfortable. The stitch is not needed here. I'm not going to stop. Because when I first started running, I would experience really, really annoying stitches that I just, no matter what I did, it just wouldn't go away. And I was reading The Mountain Is You, and she spoke a little bit about like a stitch or something like that. There was a paragraph I was running one day on my 5K, and it said about a stitch, and it was like my body's way of like keeping me safe, because it's easier to say like, oh, I just need to stop for a second because I got a stitch, instead of I need to stop for a second because I feel fucking tired, you know? So your body like creates like things to keep you there. And I said to Joe, like, I keep getting a stitch, and I keep having to talk myself out of that stitch and being like, no, you're not going to stop. You're just going to slow down. You're okay. You're not under any stress. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. And then the stitch would be gone. Like, it would be a constant thing. So the first 5K, I kept getting these stitches. And then I just kept talking myself out of it. And that's why I wanted to run no music, because that inner talk is really important. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people are missing, those inner moment, those talking selves. Like, when you want to quit, what do you say to yourself? When it gets hard, what do you say to yourself? Where what I say to myself these days, and it never used to be like this, when it used to get hard, I'd be like, fuck, this is too hard, just quit. Whatever, you try again another day. Now when it gets hard, it's like, okay, you'll just slow down. You'll just slow down a little bit. You're actually okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to get this. So yeah, I did it. And Jai was like, do you want to stop at 8? or to keep going. And I was like, nah, we'll keep going. Like, we'll keep going. I would have been angry at myself for stopping if I did stop. So there's that. I did 10K power up environment. It was incredibly challenging that whole time, but Jai was running side by side. I had Ava in front, and then the other boys were in front of there, and I just kept focusing on like one foot in front of the other, and just nothing deeper than that, just one foot in front of the other. So now I'm gonna go refuel, eat some food. I absolutely love Wonder White bread with some butter and raw sugar, but I'm going to have that alongside my protein bowl as well. Don't forget to eat when you're running. And also, it's crazy because the weather was so nice in Morty Alec, and now it's like cloudy here. In case, is it on? Just having my yogurt bowl. In case you're wondering, still running it.
Oh, wow.
What?
Wow, cuz that looks actually damn good.
Why are you going so close?
It looks crazy cinematic.
So, we have apples. I put it in this container. Matt.
That looks so good. Yes?
I put it in this container because it just looks better, like visually, right? I don't know what Matt's doing right now with the visuals, so apologize for that. But we have apples, 200 grams apples, 200 grams YoPro, 40 grams granola, because yes, we can eat granola. Biscoff, I added 15 grams of Biscoff. The maths, can't remember. Cinnamon, yes.
Cheers, big ears.
Nice.
Yep.
I know that I've spoken about this so many times, but I cannot stress that the importance of you having a nighttime routine and a morning routine is going to be the thing that actually helps you so much. So right now it is, 7 o'clock. I don't have my watch on me, it's charging. And at dinner, Matt's about to shower, I'm gonna shower, and I'm just currently doing our pre-workout for tomorrow morning, because the intention of us to go to the gym actually starts right now in setting up these foundations. So I'm gonna do my pre-workout, and if you don't drink pre-workout because maybe anxiety, depression, feeling overwhelmed or anything like that, then you just add Dr. Hydrate. So for a long time there, I didn't have pre-workout. I just would have Dr. Hydrate or aminos. So you don't have to have pre-workout to have a morning routine. I just have Ghost, and I also have creatine. I have around 7 grams of creatine usually. On a day where I haven't had the best sleep, or maybe I'm just like feeling really tired, I actually will have 15 grams. So there's so much studies in that, so just do your own research there. But obviously if you take creatine, you have to make sure that your water intake is adequate, otherwise it's not going to be a good time, right? Water and creatine like feed off one another, so it's really important that you get your water intake up. So I've obviously just done Matt's creatine in there, and I'm just going to do Matt's pre-workout as well. He actually usually does this for me, or we alternate, we're a team. So he's gone to shower, so I was like, you know what, I'll just do his for him and get his intra drinks ready too. He has a Gatorade for some carbs and some coconut water for some carbs too. For me, during my intra, which is something that I sip on during my workout, I usually just have I have this. It's in my gym bag. I have Beyond BCAAs, EAAs, so it's got 6 amino acids instead of just 3 being BCAA. It's got 6 altogether. So BCAA and EAAs. Again, look up what they do. Ideally, like for me personally, I'm just going to say that like it really helps me with my stamina during the gym, especially because I'm looking close to proximity of failure on every single exercise as where I see fit. So nighttime routine kind of starts now. Me getting up in the morning, setting that intention right now is the biggest blind spot that I see a lot of people. They kind of miss that part of the process. Second thing that we do as well is like we set all our clothes out. So if Matt's getting up before me, he'll put his clothes in the spare room. If I'm getting up before Matt, I'll put my clothes in the spare room. So for example, this morning I got up before Matt. I went to the gym at 5:40, and so I put my clothes set up. So socks, shorts, top, throw over shoes all set out really nice and neatly. So again, that's something that we would do every single day. Your nighttime routine tells your brain that you're going to the gym tomorrow. You've set the intention, and it's also much easier to follow through because you have all these systems in place. And then in terms of eating before the gym, if you should or shouldn't, I definitely believe that you should. There are so many obviously benefits to eating before you go to the gym, and one of them is energy. So if you're going to the gym on an empty stomach, it's going to feel probably a lot heavier. It's like running. If you never run before, if your legs feel really heavy when you're running and like your limbs feel really heavy, you're underfueled, you're underfed. So same thing applies when you're lifting weights. Most likely you won't actually be able to lift as heavy as what you like, and you won't be able to perform as well as you would like. And you might say, oh, well, I've always done that and it's worked for me. And I was the same. I never ate before I trained. All I had was pre-workout. And I actually only just started having a pre-workout food probably 3 years ago, because I was always just like, I've got to go to the gym. I'm busy. I'm waking up. I don't want to wake up any earlier, right? I heard that. But when it came down to it, when push came to shove, when I started including it, maybe not every session, but when I started including it, I felt like I had more stamina, more ability to push hard and for longer. And so the benefit for that was amazing. Secondly, I noticed that I had way less anxiety because I was someone who had really bad anxiety all the time. Thirdly, my hormones, I was already in fight or flight. I was already highly strung on cortisol, highly stressed individual. Going to the gym and then adding further stress, like your body doesn't know the difference between a good or bad stress. It doesn't know the difference between being chased by a tiger and just going to the gym, right? So I just would put my body under more stress, which then affected hormones, which actually affected my ability to lose weight as quick as maybe someone else. And my fatigue, there's a dog walking past, and I felt levels of like fatigue and just like really, really exhausted post gym. So I'd come home and I actually would want to go back to sleep because I felt so exhausted. So being well fueled in the gym before the gym has changed the whole game for me, and has really, really helped. So I know as an online coach, I still have clients that absolutely want to eat before they train and they don't, or some days it's a hit and miss because they might press snooze 100 times. But honestly, it doesn't have to be complicated. You do not need to have a 8-step meal. Honestly, a really great starting point is an LCM bar, or if you're on higher calories, if you're on higher calories and you want to have more snacks throughout the day, an LCM bar is really good. Otherwise, a K bar is really good if you are someone who has extra calories and you don't really desire extra snacks. So me and Matt will have a K time bar. I'll have an LCM bar because I prefer to have bigger lunches. Matt is obviously a guy, so he has more calories and he typically doesn't have much lunches, and sometimes he'll come home and be like, shit, I haven't had lunch. So he needs more highly calorie options. But even in saying that, like, this is still only 150 calories and 22 grams of carbs, but this has carbs in it, which is his drink. And mine is 90 calories, I think, from memory. And it has 15.2 grams of carbs, which is not really a whole heap, but to be honest with you, I usually have 2. And that's really easy. So if you are someone who has not yet started including pre-workout meals, start with this. And honestly, this is the Kaleidoscope, I don't know what it was, chocolate with like the colorful M&Ms. Chef's kiss, highlight of my morning. And then maybe on the days where you have a bit more time, maybe having some sourdough bread with some butter and some brown sugar is so delicious. Put it in the air fryer. And honestly, like on those days, for example, for me, if I'm like going for a run, like yesterday I had 56 grams of carbs before I ran 10K, and I had 2 pieces of bread. I had 15 grams of butter, and I had 15 grams of brown sugar, and you just toast the sourdough in the air fryer. So as I'm getting ready, my thing's toasting in the air fryer, and then I get it out, I put butter on it, and then brown sugar, and then it like caramelizes it. For bonus points, add some banana or apple on top. So bloody delicious. So yeah, obviously it depends, but please, for the love of God, please stop training fasted. It's not going to help you, and you don't burn more fat in doing that. You just been silly, a silly Billy. Obviously, like I said, step 2 is getting your gym fit out, and I don't know about you, but I seriously sometimes struggle to figure out what to wear for the gym because I'm like, okay, cool. I like being intentional around my outfits at the gym, and when you start dressing with a bit more intention, you actually stop dressing like such a sloth, and then that makes you feel so much better. So I got this one from Matt. Matt is the most aesthetic guy at my gym. I could be biased, but he has the best fashion, and he has always said to me, if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you train good. And 100% I can vouch. So yes, even at 5 a.m. in the 5 a.m. club, I am putting a little bit of effort into myself. Sometimes it's a full makeup. Sometimes it's spike my brows up. Today I just like spiked my brows up and put a really nice bomber outfit on, and some days it's all the above. So my outfit, and like that's the thing, I cleaned my closet out, and now I feel like I got way less, but it's way better. And now it's only the things that I wear, which is really good. But I always get stuck on like, what color do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Do I want to wear all black? Because all black is like timeless and like really just like you're gonna come in. Then I'll lay on the bed. Our bed's fresh. So wearing all black kind of makes me feel like I'm just like locked in. Where when I wear more color, I feel a bit more like like I don't know, like I can't explain that. So what do I want to wear? See, imagine if I was doing this at 5 a.m. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna wear, and I'm gonna put this here, and then that's done. And Matt will do the exact same. Once he gets out of the shower, he'll go and make his pre-workout and realize that I am the best. And then he'll do his clothes prep, and then that's it. That's the intention. And then from there, we chill. I still don't even know what the time is. I'm gonna say 7:30 now. It's so hard because it's still so bright. 7:30, and then we'll just probably watch a movie or start to watch a movie, and then we go to bed, and then we wake up. And recently we've been going to bed quite late, but I've still been getting up because, well, that's the consequences, Maxie. If you have a late night and you can't stop watching this movie, you gotta get the fuck up. So I'm gonna choose what to wear. I think I might wear yellow. I haven't worn yellow for a bit, and I feel like yellow on my tan skin right now, chef's kiss. However, Matt really did want me to chuck this one out because they have gone a bit more like lime because they didn't wash very well, which sucks. But yeah, I'm gonna wear yellow. Tomorrow is push day. Pushing away. AKA shoulder day. Not that I haven't shown you this, but after Christmas, I don't know about you, but like when you go home and there's just like so much clutter, as in like when you go to your parents' house, like, oh my God, there's just so much clutter. And I just maybe want to come home and just like fully clean out every single thing that I don't need here and just like minimize it as much as possible. We donated so much stuff. But look at my cupboard. Now I'm not going to take credit for this because Matt honestly did this. He helped me. He knew how much my wardrobe was frustrating me. So he has fully done my wardrobe for me. Like this was all just like jumpers and clothes and jackets. And now this is all my gym stuff. So this is all my crops. And then obviously my shoes, like runners. I gave away so many shoes. I gave away anything that I honestly hadn't worn. I gave away New Balances. I gave away activewear that I haven't worn. I gave away so much stuff. And I'm honestly so happy about it. I find that one of the hardest things for me is because I have 3 lives realistically. I need to have hairdressing Maxi, and I have gym Maxi, and then I have normal Maxi's life. I just feel like I really struggle with having too many clothes, but this is all stuff that I wear. Like this is hairdressing clothes, this is casual clothes. It's actually all stuff that I wear. So I feel like this has neatened my brain up so much. This is all pants, these are all tops, and like it's all color ordered. So it goes from grey all the way to like dark over here. Same as my wardrobe here. It goes from white all the way to black over here. And honestly, it has been so refreshing for me. I used to be someone who I would feel a little bit, I feel like overwhelmed when I would go into my closet, and like if Matt would say like, I'm gonna go out for dinner, I'd be like, yeah, so excited until I had to get dressed. And I said to Matt that my wardrobe was really frustrating me, and it just was like causing me angst to get ready. And he was like, would you like me to help you clean out your wardrobe? And then I said yes. And I think that was like the missing piece of the puzzle, because I feel so bad I didn't chuck it out, I gave it away. I feel so bad getting rid of clothes that like maybe he bought me or my mum bought me, or like I've really worked hard to pay for that. And so part of me wanted to hold on to it. So there was a couple of items where I was like, oh, I really like this. And he's like, I haven't seen you wear that for so long. Donate it. And I was like, okay. And that was much easier. So that's my wardrobe. I highly recommend, if your wardrobe's looking fucked up like mine was, it has helped my brain so much. Currently the next day, and Matt has already got my pre-workout out of the fridge for me because he's just left 5 minutes before. I'm going to take an LCM bar and then I'm going to go. So see how much easier that is? My gym bag's already in the car with my headphones, my towel, everything like that. So just bring my side bag with my wallet in it just in case, and it's all done. There's no thinking needed in the morning, because I'm not sure if you are like me, but I wake up feeling so tired. Also just did my brows and some skincare because I'm trying to have a bit of makeup free just to give my skin a bit of a rest, and also tan my skin.